Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of the walkthrough showing off the solo mode for At the Gates of Loyang. Having a pretty good time so far. We are working on trying to get these customers solved. We are just barely starting the 4th round. And hopefully we'll be able to play a little bit faster now that we've kind of explained some things. But part of the explanation in the cardboard commentary, right, and all the discussion is not just how to play the game. I mean, how to play this game is relatively straightforward when you just understand the 4 different kinds of cards and the order of operations in each round. The game itself is fairly basic. The interesting thing is it's sort of the strategy discussion. How do you plan for your next move? What are you looking for? What are your considerations? And those are the things that are taking up, I hope that those are the things that are taking up most of the commentary, because hopefully that's actually sort of giving you the real idea of what it feels like to play the game, and also just sort of telling a little bit of a story about how our playthrough is going and what's really, been difficult for us and what's been working for us. So we're starting the 4th round. So in the harvest phase, we get a new field, and these just keep coming and coming and coming. Okay, we finally have another big field here, and this one would be a great one to put those turnips into. We're going to pull off vegetables off of our fields that we've planted, and we are sitting pretty with 2 cabbage and a wheat and a bean. Now, of course, those are basically doomed already, or should I say, pre-planned to go to our customers. That's going to be a good influx of cash, but we're not quite there yet because we need to pick the cards that we're going to use this round. And we have no money. How did we keep doing this? How do we keep doing this? We either take these or we take a loan. We have no money. Well, we know the squire is not a terrible thing. This will let us get 4 cards in the future. It's fine. It doesn't. And if the worst thing was, you could just discard them if we don't want them. We have no money. We have to take this. This card costs $2 to take. We have to take this card. We know we're going to potentially work on it. The good thing is, what you're looking for here, I haven't explained this in excruciating detail. I said if you got too many of these customers, it's a bad thing. What you're really looking for is the difference between your immediate customers, your one-time customers, and your regular customers. If you have more immediate customers than regular customers, you get a penalty. If you have more regular customers, your immediate customers will pay a bonus because they realize you're so busy with your regular customers, they're just happy that you'll service them at all. So really what we kind of need to do is we need to actually, and if you have even, then you don't get a penalty or a benefit. So this one here, $11 if we service this person. It would be 13 if we hadn't drawn this, but it also would be 9 if for some reason we lose one of these regular customers, which can happen by just servicing the regular customer enough rounds in a row. So the truth is, this turn here, we've taken our 2 cards. Now moving into the action phase, if we service this, there's only one more turn until this card is gonzo. Okay, that gives us $6. In one more turn, this regular customer is gone. So there's almost no way in a million years that we're going to be able to get this done this turn in order to satisfy him before that customer's gone, and we now will start taking a penalty on these. But hey, we basically had to take that card. So let's come up here and spend the bean and the cabbage there and get $6. Okay, we now have $12 to spend this round. That seems like a fair amount of cash. We still have the cheap leek we could get here. We have the cheap-ish turnip we could get here, but we only have 1 wheat in our shop. 1 wheat in our shop. This person the pumpkin also kind of needs to get planted somewhere, right? If we're going to do this. I think we're targeting this. We're going to buy a pumpkin. Okay, actually, how much does that cost? We got a wheat, our last final wheat out of our shop. Now keep in mind, if we ever had extra wheat, we could actually sell it back to the shop for $1. So in the future, we could fill this back up if we needed to, or if we could, right? And after this customer served, we might have extra wheat, but wheat is so good for coming over here and making these trades at these market stalls. It's just insane. The thing is, I would really, really like to be able to plant this pumpkin, because this would clear out this market. It would make the 2-pack cost less. Money is just so tight in the solo game. It's insane. You want to take a 2-pack every round because it's just more cards, but And if we plant the pumpkin here, that means we're not getting closer to, well, we could just say we're doing this person before we do this person. But we're going to have the extra trouble here a little bit, I think. Trouble here a little bit. Plant the pumpkin or do we plant the turnip? Both of these require turnips. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm kind of being a doofus here. So we spent $3 to get this, right? From our 12. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to trade it for wheat. We're going to trade it for the wheat, and we're going to actually clear this market out and just leave the one with the pumpkin remaining for the future. It's going to give us that turnip. Fill up the rest of these slots, so we'll get good turnip income for the rest of the game. Actually, I think that will basically go for the rest of the game. So now we're looking, does anybody want turnips over here? Nope, but there's people we have that want turnips. So then we need to get this leek though. So we have to actually buy a pumpkin now. Oof, for $4. Come in exchange for this leek. I want to plant that leek. I want to start getting these leeks going. We have $5 remaining, which is pretty good. This market, okay, this one is done. We have $5 remaining. $1 for a 2-pack. $1 for a 2-pack. If we got a regular customer, it wouldn't, unless it was like a turnip leek or something like that, which it could be. If we got a regular customer, it could tie in if they want turnips. That could be good. And it would also, regular customer would then increase the value of completing these. The problem being, though, with this a little bit, is that there'd be almost no, we got too many things going on. There's no way we'd satisfy one of these people and all the customers. But this customer is about to fall off. So having another regular customer could be good. Could be good. If we got a helper, those are almost universally good. If we got another market stall, that's not a bad thing, right? Because we're almost done with our markets, and having more markets could be good. And we just don't really need another one of these, and a regular customer could be good or could be bad. I think we spend $1 because it's only one, and that cost is going to go up as our tableau continues to grow, and if we don't manage it. We're going to spend $1 because we can't afford to go up the prosperity track any more than once anyways because it's at 6. We are really struggling here. We're not playing a very good game of Loyang at the Gates of Loyang. But let's get our 2-pack. Ooh, pumpkins and beans, huh? Pumpkins and beans. The beans are basically occupied here, and we didn't even opt to plant the pumpkin, but we will be planting the pumpkin probably next turn if we can manage something like that. This customer here, this is like the worst draw we could have gotten. Don't see us. There's no way we'd be able to satisfy this customer. I think these are discarded. I think unfortunately that was just a bad 2-pack draw. And we knew that was a risk. We literally knew that was a risk. $1, go up 1 step on the prosperity track, and we're going to have $3 left over for the next turn, which is good. And we're going to have some new stuff sliding over into the free section. Okay, that turn is complete. Basically, the last thing you do, I think technically you can move up at the, it says at the end you store your vegetables and you move up the score track. I'm just reading this. So basically that denotes the fact that we've ended the round, essentially. You know, this is, we know how to play. We can look at that later. And it's probably not something you guys can really adequately read from there anyways. Let's slide all this stuff over. I apologize. Whoops, whoops, whoops. This section, these are getting deleted, right? Then everything slides over. That helper that I thought would be free is not actually going to be free, unfortunately. Whole pumpkin and cabbage. We might need another cabbage. Although we got multiple cabbage fields as it is. Okay. Next round. Next harvest phase. Here we go. Got another field. These are along. Although some of these fields are going to start getting depleted here soon and start making a little bit more space for us. And that's actually a good field to get a pumpkin into. Or a cabbage. But I'm thinking... I'm I'm thinking pumpkin. What I'm thinking. Right off the bat, we know we got some regular customers. They're angry. But they're not going to be angry when we satisfy them. Booyah, that's $7. And I'm getting way ahead of myself here because we haven't actually taken our carts. Sorry, guys. Getting a little excited there. The harvest helper. Let's see this. What's going on here? You can harvest 2 vegetables from each of your own fields that contain 4 or more vegetables. This is a quick way, or fields that you plant in this action phase receive 1 additional vegetable token. Kind of interesting. This basically, we don't have that many kind of fields. This is 1 field. If we somehow plant it here, right, you can harvest 2 fields from each of your own fields that contain 4 more vegetables. So if we planted something into here, we could like sort of quickly harvest it. I don't know what we'd actually do with all that sort of right now. So this is something that can accelerate our harvesting if we need that. Refill all your market stalls with vegetables. We could just sort of refresh the markets that we have, or sell 1 to 3 vegetables from your market stalls to the shop. You can earn a maximum of $3. That's really cool. We could literally just sell this pumpkin. I wonder if it would let us sell no, I don't think it would, because yeah, that doesn't make any sense, because you wouldn't like go back to the supply to refill these. So yeah, we could sell that pumpkin for $1. So that's a way to kind of make a little bit of coinage. That guy just seems useful in general. Even refreshing this wouldn't be that bad. I think we pay $1 and we get him. And then maybe we just take another market stall here. $2 to get this. How insanely difficult would this be to accomplish? Funny thing is, we could literally accomplish him this turn. This would be a little nuts because we are not working on any of our immediate customers, but this is something I think we could pull off. I think we could pull this off. That's $2, but let's go for it. $2. Those are our cards. Now we've gotten this, so that was $7, right? We earned $7. Got a little ahead of myself there, but I didn't give myself the money. $7, and that one is completed. We're going to use one of these, in order to get $7 from that customer. And we have, the thing is that I'm looking at is we have the leak. We have the leak. But we're also going to be getting leaks each turn. And next turn, we're going to be getting a cabbage that doesn't need to go to them because this person is technically done. But we do need to put one of those satisfaction tokens on them. But the funny thing is, I'm almost wondering, is it possible to take this leak? Possible to take this leak and satisfy them right now? Well, interestingly enough, getting that customer has done a lot of good for us. Because getting that customer means that we now, when we complete one of these, if the other way to look at it is, let's try to actually get one of these completed immediately so that, because what I was realizing, the market crier can actually refresh this so that we could get another cabbage. And if we got another cabbage, we could immediately take the leak in the cabbage to there, and it'd be a booyah situation. And the next turn, we could satisfy them because we know that we're going to have a leak and a cabbage coming in. Or we could save that market crier. Got some money here. Got some money this turn, which is kind of gnarly. We could spend this pumpkin. If we just simply bought a pumpkin, then we could actually complete this for $10. That would be $4. It would get rid of this card, which is nice. It would use 2 vegetables that we have that otherwise don't really have anything to do. We wouldn't be satisfying this person, but I do think next turn, we actually will have the things to satisfy this person passively. We do need to plant. It would be really, really nice if we could plant a cabbage into there. That would be extremely nice. But it would cost us $5 to do that. I don't know, $4 for the pumpkin, $5 to get the cabbage going. Here, we need cabbage there. Get a leek from here next turn, potentially. This would only leave us $5. We'd only move up one step, but we'd have some leftover money. Whereas if we don't do that, we'd have $10. We could move up 2 steps, but we'd have a very small amount of leftover money. This customer also actually wants cabbage and grain. This actually looks like an interesting customer to take next turn. If we were able to plant a cabbage. Yeah, I think we spent $4. $4 for... I'm just going to remind ourselves what was underneath there. Oh, it was a leek and a grain. That's going to be a problem. It was a mistake. That customer is going to be very angry with us. $4 to get the pumpkin. And the pumpkin, I think we're just going to deliver this right now for $10. I think we're going to take it while we can. A little inefficient. You'd like to plant the pumpkin and have that coming in as income, but I'm not seeing any other need for pumpkins. So let's just and you know what? Since there's no other need for pumpkins, let's take this pumpkin, trade it there. Oh, no, because we might want to refresh that using the market crier. Yeah, we might want to refresh that. Let's not even worry about that. Let's do this. We spent $4 for that. That customer is done. That's 10 coins earned. That says 10 down there. We did not get the +2. We did not get the -2. And that's because we had exactly 2 regular customers and 2 customers. If we hadn't taken this card in the card phase, it would have actually been, we would have actually lost $2 on that. So it only cost us really like, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad, but that's, oh, I forgot. We get $10 from that. So that's worth considering. We now have more money. Holy cow. Now the money's flowing in. We're definitely spending $5 to get a cabbage. Planting it out here. Now we actually have some money. Holy cow, does that change anything? I'm almost thinking these free cards here could do what we need. This would give us another leak, and we're thinking that eventually, like, having some extra leaks would be... This person's going to need extra leaks. This other customer's going to want leaks. This person wants a leak. This might be... These might be the play. Those are going there. This could go to here. This is going to supply this. I don't know if actually we'd pull that. Well, we're going to get a grain next turn. We got to do something with it. Grains are just good for exchanging at the markets, though. I'm wondering if we take these or do we take this one? Well, if we take, we kind of need... We need that leak. If we're going to try to plant it here. But we don't know what kind of... We'll see what field comes out. It could be that we already get one of these that come out automatically, and we won't need to do that. We got $15 here, which is fantastic. $1 to go up once. Then you know what? I will pay the extra $8. So $9 total. Let's just go up. I have $6 going into the next turn, and we went up two movements on the track. Fantastic. We could technically buy a 2-pack for... We could have bought a 2-pack for $2. But honestly, I'm feeling pretty content with what we got going on here. It's true. Another worker would be good. Another helper. And another market would be... Oh man, if we got like a leak one to just come out, that'd be amazing. You know what? What the heck? We have so much money this round. That's still going to give us $4 for the next buying phase, which is enough to buy any cards on the board. Yeah, we're doing that. We're getting a 2-pack. So technically this was before we moved up the prosperity, but that's okay. Customer here. We're not going to have the extra beans. We will have the extra cabbage eventually, and we're not going to really have that much extra leeks. I'm not that enthralled with this. This was a bad decision again. Okay, so let's see what the bookkeeper does. Decide whether each vegetable space in your shop should contain the indicated vegetable or not. Add or remove vegetables that you choose. In addition, choose one type of vegetable for each field which this vegetable has been planted. You receive $1. This is incredibly good. And we might just play this guy immediately. So basically what this guy's saying is that we can replenish our shop. We can add the wheat back into our shop so we can get cheap wheat again. That's really, really good. The other thing is too, we could pick cabbage. In addition, choose one type of field for each field on which this vegetable has been planted. You receive $1. This will give us $3. So yeah, let's. I think we're just gonna trash this lady here, because we don't need her. And when we play this guy immediately, she would activate. So we don't want. So we discarded her and we're playing him. We literally played him into here and just activated him. We're gonna pick cabbages, so we get $3. The cabbages. I am going to replenish the shop with a pumpkin and 2 grain. I think we're going to leave some spots available there because you can always sell to the shop if there's available slots. We don't need to go too crazy. Well, actually, we could remove, because we're growing turnips and we have nothing, we have very little to do with the turnips. I'm going to remove a turnip. I'm going to remove 2 turnips. So at the very end of the day, if we have some extra vegetables and we can't store them in our storage, we're going to actually just sell them to shop. That bookkeeper is amazing. Okay, there we go. That was good. Still have the market crier to use in the future. We still have the squire to take more cards. We have so much money. Maybe we do take more cards. We were nowhere close to going up another track on this regardless. So that's a moot point. That we did that slightly. We moved up the track a little bit out of order there. Okay, let's refresh this. These cards go away. That helper seemed kind of interesting, but not what we needed for this turn, for this playthrough. Okay, there's a double turnip customer. I'm just kind of randomly putting these out. I mean, it's a random shuffled deck, so. Pumpkin and cabbage, huh? I mean, we're growing a lot of cabbage, but we kind of already, like, the cabbage itself kind of already has, like, we already have a use for it. Now, this person's interesting because they want wheat and pumpkins, and we don't have anything to do with our wheat right now. I wonder if we could actually pull this off. But then wait a second, this person here wants wheat and leek. But eventually when that customer activates underneath there, we'll have a customer that needs wheat and leeks. Maybe we still go this route, but it depends. What field are we going to draw? Okay, a field that we could do like pumpkins in or wheat in or basic stuff. Basic stuff can go into there. Not that pleased about that field coming out. But we have money to kind of do what we need over here, so that's fine. Let's remember to pull these off. One off of each field. This one completed. I'll discard it over there. Next turn, we're going to clear out a lot of space, so it won't be too hectic up there. All right, here we go. Let's, the vegetables that we have, this is the money that we have. We're buying cards right now. I'm really thinking this could be useful. I mean, this leak, it has to satisfy, this customer was angry. We didn't satisfy him last turn. We have to satisfy this customer this turn, right? There goes our leak. And if we want extra leak, like, and that's, we only got one more leak coming. So we have to plant a leak if we can manage it somehow. I'm kind of thinking we could do this for the leak. Do this for the leak. And we do this. Leak. The field. They're free, except we pay 2. So it's almost like we're paying 1 apiece, right? Yeah, I like that. I like that. This, and let's put this out. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, let's satisfy our customers because that's kind of like something we have to do and not much of a choice there. $8 plus 7 is $15 earned. These are 5 denominations of 5. I didn't quite explain that, did I? But I guess people could pick that up intrinsically. So we still have these lying around. Now, technically, we're pretty dang close to being able to actually do this. Let's make sure we get the vegetables onto this guy here. And if we did this right now, we would get a bonus because we have more regular customers than short-term customers. Now, we can technically get... We need a leak to plant. We need a leak to plant. So how are we going to get a leak here too? Well, the market crier will let us refresh the market stalls. So do we have the funds right now to get this leak, refresh the market stall, and then get another leak? The problem is this leak literally costs 2 to get. Oh man, that is absolutely brutal. So it would cost us, like if we were buying vegetables from the shop to go this way, it would cost us $6, which we could just buy a leek for $6. Oh man. We're getting 13 from this person, so technically that would pay for the 2 leeks. That would pay for the 2 leeks. But if we just pay 6, you know, I'm just going to pay 6. Buy the leek from the shop. Buy the leek from the shop and let's sew it in. $3. $3 in order to get a grain from the shop. We're going to spend the grain that we had lying around and the 2 grain here in order to get, or this leek. This leek's going to come down here because we pre-allocated these, but we knew we needed the leek to finish this. $13. We just spent 9 and we made 13. It's not great, but it does take care of this person and gets them out of there. I mean, technically it is great because we did still technically get a boon from that. And we've planted, right? We've planted the leek, so that's like a permanent infrastructure. That's part of that money that we spent to get all that done. We really only spent $3 to get that customer served. Question is, now I'm actually kind of considering almost. I'd almost like to just plant some pumpkins here. We know that this card's going to get a little cheaper, and if we had pumpkin income and grain income, we could take this customer next turn, and we could be servicing this customer next turn, and they wouldn't even be angry. We could service them immediately. So to get a pumpkin, right, we could just buy this grain for three, and then just trade it. I'm really not that impressed with any of this. Well, I don't know. I mean, that cabbage isn't hurting anybody. Because what I'm saying is, alternative, what we do is we could sell these 3 vegetables. We could sell a pumpkin. We could sell these for $1 a piece and make $3. And then just refresh those markets, get those markets out of there. And we could actually just get a new market next turn potentially, or get a 2-pack. Or get a 2-pack, because this card would be used. These would be discarded. We could just chuck this, because to be honest, I'm just not that thrilled about this guy. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do this to sell these vegetables out of the shop. It's $1 a piece based on these. To your shop, sorry. Sell it to your shop. Which I just realized, unfortunately, we can only do that twice because there's not room. We didn't think that through with the bookkeeper. That's okay. We're still gonna solve this problem. So this card's done. We're gonna buy for $3. We're gonna buy the last grain. We're gonna trade that for the pumpkin, and that will complete this card. That ended up working out fine because we saved $1 by doing a grain to a pumpkin than if we just paid 4 for a pumpkin anyways. Let's plant this here. Although there's not quite enough rounds in the game left that this will actually be much of a factor, all of those pumpkins. This has been used, although we used it in kind of a weird way, to be honest. Not the best usage of it. I think this guy, honestly, we just haven't used it. We don't have the money to buy 4 cards at a time. We don't need them. Let's discard that. I admit that we're starting to build the money that maybe it would be powerful to do a big turn next time, but I don't know. I think we'll be satisfied with what we're going to get. So in that case, we've discarded that guy. We just said, to heck with him. And we can get a free 2-pack. Oh, this guy's great. That market right there is fantastic. A cheap leak. Holy cow. In fact, if we had seen that, we could have made our decisions a little bit differently. Oh, man. Okay. Other thing is, do we want to tuck this underneath that card? Or do we want to... we know we want the... You know what the heck? Let's tuck this underneath here. No, by the time this comes around, by the time we're done with this guy, the game's going to be nearly... Game's going to be nearly over. Don't need him. Don't need that field. Okay. Now we have our money to potentially go up the prosperity track. That was a free 2-pack because we had no market stalls and we had no helpers. So it was 0. So the cost was 0. 1 free to go up the prosperity track. 9. Now we need 10 to go up the next step. 10. Now we need 11 to go up the next step. 11? And just have a buck left over? We know this... Oh no, this guy's going to get removed. That's okay. We know this is going to cost a buck. These will be free. This looks pretty appealing. Not if we're competing there. This is okay. That's the cabbage that we kind of wanted. Cost a buck. This will be free. We're going to have a couple okay options. I think we only need a buck left over. So yeah, I think we did pay that 11 to go up to leave ourselves with $1 for next turn. All I think we need. We went up to the 11th space. So whew, we're kind of starting to move here. But a little bit, I mean, how much more expensive was it doing it now than if we had made those big moves earlier when we were barely moving 1 step apiece? It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so let's do our fields. Usually you flip over a new field first. However, I'm just going to harvest because that's going to clear some of these out. So unfortunately, this actually requires $2 now to go in. We don't have $2. I'm actually not sure. I'm just going to assume that it can be discarded. I kind of had forgotten about that a little bit. I think these are greenbacks, so they go over here. Alrighty. We have a buck. We have the vegetables for this turn. Let's figure out the... Oh, we didn't refresh the cards. They're gone. Slide over. That's probably the most difficult customer. A bean and a leek, the 2 highest value vegetables. Okay, okay. I think we already kind of had pre-decided this because we can do that forward planning. That's the nature of this grid. We wanted to pay a buck to get this regular customer. And then now we kind of just need to take one for free. Let's just kind of pretend we're allocating these out here. This left over. We trade for a pumpkin and we could buy a... No, we can't buy a grain. We are out of grain. We are literally just out of grain. We'd have to pay a pumpkin. Heck, we'd have to buy a pumpkin. You know, I think we actually have, because of this market stall here is literally grain, a pumpkin, and a thing. I think we actually could probably manage this. That pumpkin eventually goes there. That grain eventually goes there, and that leek eventually goes there. Yeah, I think we take this customer and we just hope for the best here. Won't be something we can immediately do, however. Or will it? We have the leek lying around. I'm actually thinking that planting a grain into here might be better, might be best. Or a pumpkin. Or a pumpkin. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we've taken our 2 cards. We got an extra regular customer and we got a one-time customer. So let's service the regular customers that we have that are very demanding. $9 and $8 for 17 total bucks. This customer is also being satisfied. They're not even getting angry, so we have a little bit of a buffer on them. Oh, we have a buffer on them. We could opt not to serve them and just immediately serve them for $11. Money now is better than money later, right? $5. We have So many rounds left. We're not gonna use up all their uses, but we kind of do need to plant more grain, actually. You need to plant more grain. This is requiring a grain. I could trade this. Oh, you know what? This works out really well. I could trade this for a grain, plant the grain. Yeah, this is going to be a little tricky. This is going to be a little tricky, but I think we can do this. I think this person is going to get angry. I'm just going to do this right away. They're going to be angry. We're not servicing them. There's 17 bucks here, but we are going to service them, and we're going to get the $2 bonus. That's 11 bucks, which is stellar. We're going to spend this turnip, which otherwise we could just save in our storage, which we haven't done that. We've been very efficient. And we're going to actually exchange it for a grain, as inefficient as that sounds, and plant grain here into this spot that could otherwise do beans or, you know, other higher end things. Keep in mind, this customer is now completed. Okay. A little bit of a problem because they reveal another customer who's going to get angry. But I think we're actually, now we have 2 grains coming in. I think we could actually satisfy this customer next turn. The leaks will be a little bit of a problem. We'll have to figure out how to do the leaks. That customer is now done. All right, and I think for the most part we could pay $1 for a 2-pack. Let's see what we get. Although at this point in the game, oh, a haggle, good, and another regular customer. The pumpkin, we have pumpkin there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just don't have the quantity of vegetables coming in every turn to be able to do another. This person, it's not that much money. This person, there's no way we could do this. The game is sort of coming to a close here. So once, okay, let's look at this guy though, the haggler. Once only, buy 2 vegetables from the same kind in your shop for the price of 1. Oh, okay. Combination with customer, you can take 2 vegetables from the supply rather than from the shop. Oh wow, you can combine this with the customer. Wowzers. So 2 for the price of 1. 2 of the same kind. Price of 1. So we could buy 2 pumpkins for $4. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. I wonder if we could actually satisfy. No, we can't. We don't have the grain. Can't quite satisfy one of these. I was wondering, because of this guy, does it mean we could satisfy one of them by buying 2 pumpkins? But nope. We'll save that for next turn. That's quite powerful though, so pretty pleased with that. What do we got here? We got 27 bucks. $1 to go up once. 13 bucks to go up again. We are $1 short from going up one more time. Right now, it's a lot cheaper than if we then spend. Right now, it's 14. Next turn, it's going to be 15, 16, 17. So, anyways, that's as far as we could go there. 13. We'll have plenty of money though for the next round, which is great. Cards get removed. I hope we weren't planning on taking any of those. I actually feel really good. We're doing really well in the sense that we have regular customers that will sort of work with us till the end of the game, and we have the vegetables that they need. So the timing of this is actually working out to have a strong finish to this game. Field here. You don't plant a field in the final turn of the game because obviously that wouldn't really make any sense. That's our final new field card. The next turn will be the final turn in the game. This is the second to last turn in the game. So just sort of try to, just before we even buy cards, I'm just going to sort of pre-allocate everything out, kind of see where we're short. We're short 1 leek. And we have the turnip, which can just exchange for a leek, which is kind of cool. Oh, the fact this came out means we could try to actually get a leek planted as well. We don't have a leak in the shop. Oh no. The double though. The double. 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 I'm saying 2 goods to get 1 leek is not great. We're kind of gonna need to see if any of these guys will give us something. This leek really kind of needs to be used for this guy. Like we're gonna need 2 leeks next turn too, and we're only gonna have 1. We're in a little bit of a bind here. Well, we're gonna get 1, right? And then if we just get a market stall that just gives us a leak, we'll be okay, I think. We'll be okay, but it's gonna be kind of expensive. We have the Haggler though that will let us get cheap pumpkins that can turn into leeks. That's not too bad. Okay, let's figure out what cards we want. And I do want to really kind of pay attention to any of the helpers that might help us here. Return all the vegetables from one of your fields that contain at least 2 vegetables to the supply. Or immediately harvest vegetables from all fields that contain exactly 1 vegetable token. Okay, so with this, we could actually harvest that leek. We could harvest that leek. Not from your home board, so we wouldn't get that grain, but return all vegetables from one of your fields that contains at least 2 vegetables to the supply. You may not return the vegetables from your home board. You can resow this field. Okay, so I forgot to read the parentheses there. The point of doing that, why would you return stuff to the supply? You get to resow it. You get to resow it. But I think the thing that's interesting is this would let us get that leek in a jiffy. If we had that leek in a jiffy, we could plant it, but it's coming to us anyways. We'd only be able to plant it in 1 field. It still doesn't quite add up. Not what we need. What does the merchant do for us? You may buy for $1 1 of any vegetable that you must deliver to at least twice. Wow, this round. Holy cow, we could buy a leek for $1? If we had a leek in the shop. No. Okay, well we could. It's a little bit, yeah, well, it doesn't really save us much to do it that way. I was going to say we could sell this leek to the shop for $2 and then buy it back for $1, but that's really not that useful. Man, this is so powerful. This is so powerful, but we don't have any leeks in our shop. And the bookkeeper, no, the bookkeeper, we could have put leeks there. We did not plan for this. We didn't know it was coming, but we totally just did not plan for this. I think we could, for free. Those guys aren't going to save us. We can't do any more regular customers. This is an interesting one because maybe we would have this stuff lying around. We'll have the turnips lying around. Especially if we took something like this. We can't take that because we really kind of need one with a leek on it. Well, this one has a leek and a turnip. That'd be more expensive. I don't know if we'd have the extra grain because all the grain we're collecting is going right to our customers. We can't really satisfy this person. As unfortunate as it is, I think we're going to take this person and really we can't satisfy them. But they're free. We just don't need any of these cards. So in a sense, things are lining into place, but in a sense, we're kind of being inefficient here if we're not excited about any of these cards. We're being inefficient here. So because it's free, I'm just saving our pennies over here. Saving our pennies. Okay, so we're going into the action phase. We got 2 cards purchased from the thing. That's $5. This will be $4. That's $9. Plus all the money we had left over from the last. We had money to buy cards. We just didn't really need any of those. So this needs to come up here, but it needs a leek to accompany it. We have this leek here. Would this be possible? How are we going to get those turnips? Let 1 turnip slide over. We don't have the beans. Doesn't quite work out. Oh, here, actually, wait a second. With the Haggler, we could buy 2 of these next. Well, how do we get the? Well, we have the potato. We might be able to do this next turn, actually. Or could we do it this turn? Let's spend. I'm going to just remove this card entirely by picking up the pumpkin, trading the turnip for the pumpkin, and then trading the pumpkin for the leek. This market stall is gone. And the reason we're doing that is just to make the 2-pack a little cheaper. Making the 2-pack a little cheaper. We have our leek. So leek and this come up here. And that's $8. Okay. Next turn, we're going to need 2 leeks. One's coming in from our field. One is going to be gathered here for 2 vegetables. Those 2 vegetables we could get as sort of 2 pumpkins and just trade for the leek. Or I'm actually realizing that if we bought these cabbage for 5 with the haggler, we could buy a pumpkin and trade the pumpkin for a thing. That would be 9, and we'd be getting 11. So technically, it's a little bit of a boost economically. It would be a boost. We literally just have no extra vegetables. We have no extra vegetables. Let's get a 2-pack for $1. See if we get like a good helper here that will sort of help us along here. These aren't going to help us at all. These are not going to help us at all. Or will it? Next turn. Buy 2 cabbage with the haggler. $5. No, it's $5. It wouldn't pay for itself. Yeah, unfortunately, that 2-pack not quite worth it there, even if we just paid $1 for it. Man. So we could spend 9 to get 11. Get rid of this card. But, or actually, wait a second. Or we could just use the haggler to get the leek next turn for cheap, for $4. That's going to save us more money than doing this, for sure. That's definitely going to be the better route of doing that. Okay, let's just call it there. Let's spend $1. Go up 1 step on the track. Always $1 to move the first step. Now it's 15 to go to the next step. And you might think, well, we're getting up there. But see, now it's 16 to go to the next step. And we have 13. So we got $13. Nope, that's just the way it goes. These get removed. Technically, we'd sort of shuffle these up and bring one out, but it doesn't matter too much at this point. So we were 1 card short there. We actually almost had exactly enough cards to... Oops, sorry, I'm realizing that we're kind of a little outside the frame of view there. Oh, last turn. Here we go. We're harvesting our last grain from our home board. That tells us this is the last thing of the game. This never got... or this is done. This never got planted. And so it is just kind of is what it is. Honestly, this last turn is going to be fairly quick, I think. We can come over here and get some of these. I guess we do need to get some of these, but... leeks. I just don't think we don't have the vegetables lying around in order to do much of this stuff. Saleswoman, dude, just out of curiosity. Turn all of your own satisfaction markers to the blue side. Doesn't help us at this point in the game, but that would be kind of cool. During the current action phase, your casual customers pay the bonus, the +2, regardless of how many, the ratio between regular customers and yeah. Saleswoman is pretty good in certain situations. It's not going to help us right now. Wait a second, though. Wait a second. The saleswoman would make these people happy, which means we wouldn't have to satisfy them. Is there a world? Is there a world? Hi. We want that saleswoman. Holy cow. This is going to be big. Let's grab her. To be relatively cautious about which of these we take here. Pull this off. I need this one, I think. Well, hold on. Now I'm thinking if the haggler bought 2 Oh no, no, I think the whole point was we were also going to take this. Oh, that's got $2 though, yeah. Leagues, they all want beans. We don't have beans. We could get a bean for anything. Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. How does this compare? It's still $2, but do you pay more? You do pay more. The pumpkin just becomes a bean, and we can exchange the pumpkin for a bean. Yeah, let's get those two. That's $2 for them. Yeah, because I think what we can do is this is effectively this pumpkin just becomes a bean. What we're gonna do is we're actually not gonna satisfy our customers. Instead, we'll use the saleswoman to make them all super happy, so they don't. Because look, delivering to this person is only gonna give us $5. So it'd be 9 plus 5, 14, plus 6 is 20. If we deliver to both of these, it would be 18. But if we can also finish one of these, if we do both of these and one of these, we'd actually get the 9 plus the 18. So it'd be 27, which is more than 20. Let's see if we can manage that. Golly, I think we can. Use the Haggler for $5, although we're spending $5 to do this. So, you know, someone will figure out in the comments whether we're actually being efficient with this or not. We're going to use the saleswoman here to make all these people happy. Otherwise, we'd have to pay a penalty, right? We'd have to pay a penalty on each of these. And, oh, we get the bonuses. We get +2 because there's more regular customers than there are here. That's actually going to be, yes, this is going to be great. The Haggler let us buy these for $5. I'm going to finish that there, and I'm going to take both of these here. So we're still satisfying our most expensive customer. That's 9. I'll just take 10 and put 1 back. These here are literally 9 plus 2 and 9 plus 2. And you do them one at a time. So even if we only had 2 regular customers, this one would give us 9. This one would give us 11. In this case, they both give us 11. They both give us 11 for $22. This is going to be huge. Don't need to buy a 2-pack. We're pretty settled here. $1 to go up 1 marker. Okay. We go up to the 16. Here we go. Let's look at this real closely here. Actually, well, I guess we need to see our money. So the next one's 17. 17. So that's 17. Oh no, we are literally 1 coin short. Are you kidding me? We have $34. We are 1 coin short of scoring 18 points. That's it, guys. That's the end of the game. 17 moves us to there. We are 1 coin short from moving up to the 18. We got 17. I think according to the rule book, a 17 is not so good. Oh, good players reach level 17. Hey, let's go. I played this game quite a number of times. First time playing solo, though, to be honest. Very good players can reach 18. Masters can reach level 19. Doesn't even say that you can even make 20, but presumably, you know, if you were really fantastic. I've never ever seen it. It's true, even in a multiplayer game, which is the only way I've played this, I've never seen anyone make it to 20. 19 is the absolute highest I've ever seen anyone make it to. Interestingly enough, this is about the score that you'd get in a multiplayer game, is a 17, a 16, 17. And then again, a good game, 18 or 19. So it's amazing that even in the solo game, it kind of worked out the same way. 17, so that ended up being a good score. Man, it seemed like we were struggling. Oh no, the loan! The loan! At the end of the game, we moved down 1. We are not a good player. We are at 16, but we are 1 coin away from going up to 17 and being classified a good player. Are you serious? This loan. Guys, thanks everybody for watching this extended sort of walkthrough. Going through the Gates of Loyang. This actually was fantastically fun. I had a good time playing this. Honestly, the solo mode is really good for this game. One of the reasons why I sort of picked it of the Uwe games to show off to you guys is, one, I thought it'd be different. It's a little bit older. It's a little less known. If you're into board games, you might have missed this one. But it's also a fantastic game. But anyways, we might do some more videos. We might do like a sort of a final thoughts video or a review type video where we sort of talk about the game and sort of feedback and sort of where it ranks and things, and just sort of give some commentary about how I feel about the game. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in the future we'll just do another Loyang playthrough and try to actually become a good player or a great player, or become a master and try to do better the next time. But this was a lot of fun. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I read every comment, so if you guys have any comments, please leave them down below, and I will get back to you guys on that. Or if you guys have any questions or anything like that, right? Of course. So thanks everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one.